Hello and welcome back to day 3 of Google Gemini series. If you are one of them who uses Google Sheets regularly, then this video is for you. Please watch until the end because we are going to share some tips which will help you be more productive on Google Sheets. So I'm on docs.google.com and I'm going to click on blank spreadsheet. Now, as soon as we create a new blank spreadsheet, we get a few things over on the right side, right? So this is to insert any tables. If you want to insert feedback collections, then you can have this one, expense classification, ad creation, email response, and so on and so forth. These are the featured ones. If you hide this, then you get a few other categories, like event planning. Okay, you can just hover and you can see how would the table look like, right? Event schedule, event guest list, event vendor list, and so on and so forth. Likewise, we have it for customer relations, project management, okay, call summary, project tasks, project resources, office hours, right, and so on and so forth. You can also check it for travel planning, product roadmap, and all of that. If you feel anything is good enough, then you can just click on insert. Now for now, let's go ahead and generate the table using Gemini. So I'm going to close this, and we have Gemini over here, which will give you a few options. You also have a Gemini on this particular corner, and you can ask Gemini to do anything. Now I'll quickly walk you through some options available. So we have sources here, contextual sources, or if tables are there, we could select that as well. And tools, we have create images for now. You can also change the view, like side view is this one, which has little width, and you can also use wider, okay, which opens up slightly more so that you can see and interact better. Now I give a prompt something like create a YouTube learner table where the team can insert the video details and the release details. So let's wait. So you can see here it has added the table required, okay, and we can preview it here, like video title, topic, theme, status, production lead, editor assigned, target upload date, actual upload date, thumbnail done, the thumbnail status, is it done or not, and a promotion plan, social media like Instagram, Twitter, newsletter, and so on and so forth, and any notes. If you want to make any changes, you could ask it over here, and there are a few suggestions here, like add a new column, estimated view count, to the YouTube planner table to help with goal tracking. So I can just click on this one, and you can see that it will be added along with the old table. Let's wait. You can see here, and we have estimated view count over here. You keep getting suggestions like this. You could use any of them, or you can also add your own prompt so that you can get the required changes. Now, if you feel that this is good enough, you can click on insert and the table gets inserted. Now I'll close this and go to this Gemini option here. It's the same thing, right? But this is just recommended, and this is, you can ask any custom prompt, right? So I'll go here and click on Gemini and say summarize text. Now if you closely observe, a new column was added, and it added a formula here, which is AI summarize in one sentence A3 to K3, right? So that is A3 all the way till K3. And this is the summary. Let me just expand this column. And the summary is technology video, deep dive, latest AI trends is in the scripting phase with an estimated view count of 85,000 and 17/02/2026 upload date, and needs the thumbnail completed along with an external expert interview scheduled for 2026-01/30. Okay, so you can see here that is added in the notes, but it has summarized this entire row of data in this particular set. Now this summarization happened because I was active on a cell which was empty. Now if I want this AI summary for all of the rows that we have added, right, then what I would do is I would just copy this particular prompt and go over here, right? We have this insert AI column, right? Click on that. We have AI, and in double quotes we need to give the prompt. So I'll paste the prompt right? And then click on comma. Here is where we have to give the range, right? So the range is going to be A2 to K2. The reason being, we are on the second row right now. Okay, so it's not K. Yeah, it's K. So hit enter. You can see it has added the formula in all the rows. Okay, it's summarizing right now. Let me just expand this. Wait for it to finish. It is smart enough to understand that this should be A2 to K2, this should be A3 to K3, and so on and so forth. I'll just click on insert. It's generating right now. I'll just delete this column. We will use this particular option over here, okay, which gets the content within that cell. Okay, so we've got the summary of each of these rows. Now, if you want any changes, then you could also hover on that refresh icon that we have, and it says refresh and insert. Let me try that. You can see it has generated a different output now, right? But it is for the same row. Okay, now let's look at some of the other options. Go to Gemini, click on analyze data. So it will take this entire table and start analyzing the data. Let's wait for it to finish. So if we go down, you can see estimated view count by topic, theme. Okay, so community, gadgets, health and wellness, lifestyle, technology, travel. Okay, so you can see how would the count change based on the topic or theme, right? So it has also given you some pointers over here, okay, which you can insert, copy, and so on and so forth. Now, if we go back to the graph that we have generated using Gemini, you can either insert, you can preview it, right? How would it look like, and so on and so forth. And you could also copy the chart. Now, if I click on insert, it is going to be inserted in a new sheet like this, right? And what I'm most interested in is now we can change any of these values over here. And does it change over here? Okay, let's quickly check that. So here, estimated view count, I'm going to change this from 50,000 to, let's say, 1 lakh. Now, the only thing that I didn't like is that this graph is coming from these values, right? And this values has no connection to sheet 1 values. So for example, here we have 22,000, right? If I change this to 33,000, and if we go back, this is still 22,000. So it is not live data that is getting inserted. What we can do is we can go over here, double click on this. Okay, and you have here column chart. Data range is A3 to B9, it says, which is basically this one, A3 to B9. We'll go back to sheet 1, right? And this is basically the topic. This is estimated view. So in our case, topic is available over here and the estimated view is available over here. We can go back, go to this chart, and we have the data available over here, not the customize, the setup, right? Here, I'm going to select this and come back over here and mention this. Click on OK. We have in production, shopping, and all of that. So I'm just going to remove that one. So you see that this graph is now directly linked to this sheet, right? Now if I go to sheet 1 and this was 33,000, let's quickly check that. This is the one. I'll change that to 1,33,000, right? We'll go here and you can see that this has increased. Now this graph is actually linked to this particular sheet. If you click on insert, it is always going to create a new table and then get linked. But what we want is it to be linked to this table so that if at all the value changes, then it gets reflected in the graph. We also have an option of copy chart. Here what happens is it will copy the chart as an image, right? Or rather with static values. So if you actually open this up, you can see data range is actually static, right? You can of course link it to the table if you want. That's completely fine. Now, it generated just one graph. What if you want multiple graphs? You can go to Gemini and you have an option of generate charts. Use that option. Let's see here. Create charts of this data. right? It'll analyze the data and see what are the different types of charts that it can create, right? So let's wait. So total estimated view count by topic theme, right? And then we have got team workload distribution, video count by production lead, video count by editor assigned. Okay, so these are the two things that it analyzed and added over here. Again, same thing. If you like it, you can insert it. You can also preview it. You can also copy it from here. And it also has given you some explanation about this particular table. Not just that. You can also export this entire thing to docs. So if you do that, it will be exported and added to your Google Drive. So let's just wait for it. So you can see here, it is already available. I can just click on that. It opens up. Now what gets exported to doc? Not just the graphs, right? Of course, you can expand this if you want. It will add the details and also its analysis, right? So show code, Python. This is also getting exported. Now, if you don't need that, you can just remove those sections, right? So you can see your chart 2, what is it? What was the Python code behind it, right? All of that will be exported. So it's a 9-page document that it has generated now. And of course, you can continue with Google Gemini on docs as well, which we will be covering very soon. Now, one of the things which is very, very important and a lot of us keep using when we are using Google Sheets is pivot table. So click on generate a pivot table and this will generate a pivot table in a new sheet. Let's wait for it. So yes, sheet 2, let's go here and you can see here. Now you might ask me, what is pivot table? Pivot table is basically structured data, okay, or aggregator of the bigger data set. So for example, now this is the pivot table it has generated, right? So you can see here filming, we have one in the community, idea stage, one in lifestyle, in production, one in health and wellness, post-production, one in gadgets. So this will give you a clear picture of the entire table in very precise manner. Okay, so that's how this works. If you keep adding the data over here, let's say for example, I add one more thing here, which is educational content. Okay, and I'll say this is tech and this is filming. Okay, and estimated view, let's say 20,000. Okay, and so on and so forth. Now when we go back to sheet 2, it should be added. So it's not added. Let's go to edit. And you have here A1 to L7, right? That is these details, okay, until 7. So let's go back and edit and just ask it to go all the way till 1000, right? And when it includes the until 1000, you can see this happens. Now, technology is one of the other topics that it has added, but it is in filming, right? So filming, we have got 2. And we have also got 2 in terms of technology, right? Now, if you see, we've got 2 for technology, 1 which is in filming, 1 which is in scripting. Likewise, in filming, we have got 2, 1 which is in community and 1 in technology, right? Now, if you keep adding more and more rows, this will keep expanding because we have done it until 1000 of rows over here. Of course, you have a lot of other options here, right? Generate an image, generate a formula, which we saw actually, right? Summarize text we saw, categorize text you can use, analyze the sentiment of the text you can use. And if you want to generate any text, you could also use that. Of course, you can ask something else using the Gemini on the right side as well. Now, don't you think by using the power of Gemini on Google Sheets, you will be more productive? And if you feel so, please share it with your friends, family, and colleagues so that they can also be productive. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.